We are into the final day of action here at the Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships 2025 edition. This is Division 1. We have a big semi-final clash here with Manly Mixed on the left in your dark kit, Wollongong KRANK in the red on your right. It is Avril Tam here. It is an overcast day, but it's beautiful in Beenleigh to cap off a 3-day action-packed tournament. And the New South Wales-based teams both very familiar with each other. Manly will be starting on offense. They've had several stars and big highlights. Morrissey, of course Moss, Andrews, Ramsden, Richards, Otten. And Moss will get them underway. Ramsden, an undercut on the open side, which is marked by Spears. Across to Richards. Lee makes a cut. He looks for a long option. That's covered. Now goes in mid-range to Moss. Fakes a hammer. Goes up line to Sasha Bell, and that's a bobble. Very nervy start for Manly. So perhaps feeling the pressure here in the pointy end of the tournament. Gan moves it up. Conway and Gan work it together, the now involved Noel. And an around shot there to Simcox. Noel in the backfield, finds Gan on the close sideline. Still, the handlers just working together at the moment. The downfield cuts are covered well by the match defense. Oh, and a lot of heat on that, but Thea Osmond comes up with the disc. So Gan. No, back to Gan. Moss has got the matchup. Noel strikes up line. Osmond, perfectly timed continuation cut. And there's a pick and stack which will hold up play. So early days here, just a match defense applied by both teams. Very uncharacteristic bobble by Bell in the end zone. Gives the disc up. And KRANK are in prime position to take the opening point. Gan marshalling the troops, looks for Osmond, and Osmond scores. That is a first break, first point for KRANK. Thea Osmond, ever reliable, often found more in the handler space, but has added some extra offensive weapons downfield cutting. So we see this is a Moss to Bell. That's been a very reliable collection over this weekend, but just, I think, wary of the line there, running out of space. Try to think of the catch and keeping his feet in at the same time. As we said, semi-finals, this is the pressure points here. It is go hard or go home. And on the flip side, Alex Gann, a Sydney-based player who's joining KRANK for the first time in this mixed championship. And Thea Osmond, who's had a ripper of a tournament as well. So the Red Army get things red hot underway. First break of the game. Already on a front foot against the Manly side. Floaty pool goes up. It's going to go fair distance. Moss tracks it down just in, so very good field position. But they work it up through Richards and Ramsden. Very flat mark applied by KRANK at the moment, just deterring those long options. Richards gestures a nice little upline cut by Lee in power position. Goes inside to Belt, across to Richards. Richards goes a big backhand hug. That one's got some float. And Morrissey flying layout catch, an emphatic point to draw things level 1-1. Morrissey has some big plays and big highlights. Make sure you check out all the action on the Ulti TV YouTube page and plenty of highlights on the socials. Big lefty handler, but also gets things done deep in the end zone. And Richards, he winds up. He's wanted that backhand a couple of times on the offensive possessions. This time, just enough separation for Morrissey to get on the end of that. And that's more like the Manly we've come to know. This spirited, the high energy and the high spirit, which was very apparent yesterday in their quarterfinal against Umami. I think they certainly work on this energy to drive them forwards. And with a highlight play like this, oh, this is a fantastic shot by the gimbal camera here. Beautiful work by our camera operator, Mickael. A shout out to all the Ulti crew team who have been hard at work here, battling some very trying conditions, and of course the players dealing with a bit of a humid feeling today. It's not particularly hot, kind of the high 20s, but the humidity index certainly feeling a little clammy at the moment. So Keys, Ferguson. Move it up a little bit high, but Faulkner takes it down. Ferguson and Keys work it in the backfield. They now move it up to Pigeon. Keys up to Ryan. Faulkner. Centres to Ferguson. So some cycling cuts there. The initial open side looked off in favour of Keys on the break. Lee now centre field. Ferguson power position, but no continuation there. Ryan comes back. Again, they're just attacking this middle field at the moment. Manly letting them off a bit too easy. Pigeon on the doorstep. Lee makes an open side cut. Cut just trots into the end zone. And KRANK, easy as you like, they make it 2-1. So KRANK, the Red Army, just marching it down the field, marching the troops. Mandy Lee, one of the long-standing members at Wollongong KRANK and former director of Gongmana, very popular tournament on the beachside city. As we said, KRANK this season have picked up a couple of players from Sydney. I'm told it's a bit of an exchange program with a couple of the male matching players who will be suiting up for Sunder in the open season. So fair trade. And KRANK, of course, they got a silver medal at this same tournament last year. They're looking to go one better, and no better way to do that than be a break up early in this piece in their semi-final. Moss to get things underway. Ramsden again. I feel like she's just always there in the open under space. Oh, and a heated defense there, but Morrissey keeps the disc in hand. Richards, there is a free player in Ramsden, and there is an out call. Or goal called, in fact. And Manley some muted celebrations there to level up to 2-2. So Richards and Ramsden, the O-line players getting the job done. I feel like Ramsden just seems to get open under it well. And this is a fantastic grab by Morrissey. You can see the defensive effort there by Gann to get horizontal. But Richards just some easy open unders there. So the KRANK defense, unfortunately, just not able to stop that. And a bit of a simple defensive error when we're playing at this level. So hope we can see a bit more tight shutdown defense on the open side to force some different throws from Manley. It's a beautiful angle here as it just comes in. Ramsden just acres of separation from Osman and also wary to keep her feet in bounds. Huck goes up by Joey Ho. It's a low one, so Ferguson allows it to bounce. Pigeon in the backfield, slightly unfamiliar territory for her. But adding a string to her bow with a nice upline cut. And Manley have put on a zone here. They're 2-3-2 working very effectively earlier in the tournament. Har and Pigeon. Again, Pigeon, the axis handler in this offensive play. Keys now, centre field. Just swinging it across. So Manley are focusing a lot of effort just to stop any disc going to the space in front, but Ferguson sneaks one through. They'd find a hole through to Alex Hart. And they're calling it a goal. Alex Hart just getting a little confused with the line, thinking she had to go one more, but a nice little surprise goal for her. So just a beautiful inside break there by Ferguson. Hard, realizing the line's actually behind it. So the Manley zone, which has proven effective in previous games, not so effective in slowing down KRANK here. At the moment, conditions are quite still. Only the occasional breeze coming through. So there's not really some extra help from the wind at this point in time. But look, not a bad idea to give the KRANK offense a slightly different look. Manley going to have to make inroads. Remember, they went down a break point the first one of the game, so they've got all the work to do to take it back. So Moss takes it from the back of the end zone, up to Richards quickly. Again, this very flat mark forces Manley backwards. Oh, Lee, that's just a cold turnover. Execution error, feeling the pressure. So Alex Gann now across to Noel. And quickly as you like, over to the break side. That is Isabel Hallville with the assist to her teammate. And Wollongong KRANK already up 2 breaks early in this game. Can see the despair in Manley on the sideline. And that was Lucas Love there, showing Hallville a little bit of love in the end zone. Beautiful connection, and that was just a execution error by Megan Lee, who's been so reliable in that handler space. It just slips out of the gloved hands. Very unusual. And look, once KRANK get it on that break side, it's just a continue flow. They've timed that cut to perfection, beat the defender to the cone. So KRANK too easily moving things on the break side at the moment. No answers for Manley. And the other thing to note is that both of KRANK's break points have been clean breaks, which means that they get possession of the disc off Manley and then they do not give it back. So KRANK have gotten out the right side of bed this morning. They have put the stompers on early. And again, a stomper of a pull here. That one actually fades out the sideline. So Manley, they've got some good field position to work with. As you see Richards wave his offensive cutters away, telling them, give us space. Looks like a match, but they've got some bracketing going on just to cover the long and the shorts. So Richards marked by Ryan. Manley very casual. Stroll and no casualness at all in that layout attempt by Faulkner. Goes again for another layout. Scrambling now to make up the ground. So Richards, 1-2, fakes the big huck. He likes that backhand. Identifies Ramsden through the body of players. Manley cross to Richards. Richards goes a bladey forehand to the fat side. And Manley finally do hold one. And that is a nice settler for the team. Manley getting big in that point after the disappointing turnover earlier. Ended up with Sasha Bell with the goal. That's his second already for this game. 2 of 3 of the Manley scores. So Richards, he really likes the long options and has been very accurate in them all tournament. And they do well this time to get it across to that break side, which opens up the back corner. So early days here. So Daniel Clinton, good morning to you.
Good morning, Avril. Better weather than yesterday, I think. It's a little bit cooler, overcast, perfect for Ultimate.
Yeah, it's a nice day to have our semi-finals and then the gold medal match later on. Make sure you stay tuned to LTTV. KRANK have gone up 2 early breaks already to stamp their authority on this game. Manley just scoring a clean break here. They'll look to get to work on defense. To see Andrews on the mark against Ferguson. They move it across to Keys. Squeezing it to Pigeon, calling it in. So Manley playing a zone again. Didn't work so well the first time they put this on, but hoping to have better fortunes on the second attempt. Moving across. Tupper, Ferguson, Keys pointing, wanting, Tupper on the sideline. So Manley doing fairly well to force continued lateral passes from KRANK. So a little bit of rotation in the handlers. Ferguson attacks that cup. Oh, and there's going to be a chat about this one. Xiao getting his hands on it, but Ferguson thinks his attempt was affected. So going opposite ways, Ferguson attacking the cup from the backspace. Xiao from the defense takes a step in front. So foul accepted is the outcome of that one. Ferguson, centre field. Keys moves it. Oh, Pigeon just manages to reach back. The throw from Maehr Osmond a little behind, but KRANK get the job done with another clean hold.
High percentage passes all the way for Wollongong KRANK. Using the open option. Eventually finding some space through the middle, then some space around the edge. Manley up against it early here. Going down 2 breaks. The first couple of points.
Yeah.
Tough spot to be.
In pool play, Manley got 1 up against Half Moon on Universe 15-14. Then lost against Southern Skies 13-15. And the quarter going all their way up against the Brisbaneites. They against Umami. They got the win there 15-11. So they've had tight games. And I don't think any of the games this weekend have gone to time cap, but certainly you've got close margins, quite draining points, long points. Some of that mental fatigue starts to creep in, and you get to day 3 and being a slightly younger team, maybe just not having that experience and fortitude to stay consistent as much in this pointy end. Lee reaches out with the left hand. Inside shot to Richards. Cutters far away, but now they arrive through Chen. Lee. Upfield to Belt. Richards makes a nice cut there. Slashes across. Ramsden gets low. And a shot to Chen on the doorstep. Just too casual there for Noah Moss. So Manley starting to look a little bit more confident and settled in their game.
Well worked by Manley in the end. Just finding the open receiver all the way down the field. Moss bailing out of a cut to open up some space for one of the other teammates, which was a good move in the end because that is what started off the eventual flow down the field.
Nice high grab there from Chen to keep things going there. It's pretty close to the end zone, but just a casual stroll in by Normos. And Richards has been doing a ton of work on the offensive sets. As we know, he likes a long option, but also making sure that he offers more of that weave style and quick give go. So been very impressive by the young man. So Manley, their zone yesterday, the 2-3-2 being very effective against Umami. Didn't really do the job the first time they brought it out, and then the second zone I saw was more a 3-3-1. So it'll be interesting to see what defensive adjustments they make, try to throw some different looks here. Faulkner up to Lee. Ooh, just sneaks it up to Ferguson in front of Sio. Faulkner with Ryan. So brought out a more 3-3-1. Maybe it is a 2-3-2. Now Otten, no surprises on the mark. And Ferguson goes a high release flick to Kobe Ryan. And Ryan spots up Mandy Lee on the sideline. And KRANK continue their run.
Another good offensive point for Wollongong KRANK. So identified arrowhead zone for Manley that they used to great effect yesterday. KRANK able to find their way through. Throw over the top with the zone breaking throw. And then Ryan, this big crossfield. Mandy Lee in textbook position as a deep threat, playing zone offense.
Yeah, Ferguson just throwing anything he likes at the moment. Conditions, as you said, Daniel, perfect for Frisbee today. So that one to Kobe Ryan, although Xiao was close to him, he just put it at a height that only Kobe was ever going to catch. So Ferguson, absolute starring in this semi-final so far. And a feature of KRANK's offense is that they don't hold the disc for too long. They just continue to keep things moving, which keeps defenders on their toes.
Sometimes in Ultimate, when you're playing offense, it is better to move the disc than to just hold it or let the stall count increase. And Alex Gann is going to put up a mighty pull for KRANK here.
Great float there. Moss towards the back of his end zone. They managed to cover the first couple of options. Sneaks it through to Ramsden on the front of the end zone. Up to Morrissey. And it elects to throw sideways to Richards after the stall rises a fair amount. Richards goes a long option. Sasha Bell in the end zone. Favoured receiver. And that is Manly's, well, that is Bell's third goal already. Ring-a-ding-ding of this game. See if he can inspire Manly to a charge here. Still having to make up a margin.
Jordan Richards for Manly has been a revelation this tournament. He's stepped up, he's pulled on the metaphorical throwing gloves and has taken a lot of load off Noah Moss, who had previously and historically carried a lot of throwing duties for Manly. This time, with Richards out there willing to swing the arms, it's unleashing Moss into a more organic role. It's opening up options to score other ways, which I think is always going to be more difficult for a defense to deal with when you're confronted with multiple threats, rather than just focusing in on one or two key players. All of a sudden, you've got a game plan for some extra weapons.
Sasha Bell has also been a huge threat. Just gets on the end of so many discs. There was no way his defender could get anywhere close here. Timed that undercut to draw his defender and then busted deep, and that's why he got so much separation. As we said, that is Bell's third goal already of this game. So Manly defense with all the work to do as KRANK set a side stack.
Kobe Ryan isolated on the near side. It is going to be a zone, so KRANK transition out of that side stack.
Keys works it with Ryan. Strikes up line, very powerful with a smile too. And Maya Osman comes underneath. Fakes Tupper off. Ooh, and she goes a bladey flick to the break side, and Faulkner makes it look easy. So KRANK with some creative play there. I love that look by Maya Osman.
Cal Faulkner just doing everything right there, clearing with intent. It's not really a cut per se, but certainly keeping that motor running, and then finds himself free on the backside of the stack. Maya Osman with the throwing chops to get the disc to him. Nice result for KRANK.
Their scores have just been terribly efficient. Looking very ominous here. And Maya, she just fakes off Tupper and then just spies out of the corner of her eye. So good work by the young player to just maintain her peripheral vision, not get too tunneled into that force side space. A lovely angle here. The reception. Some good pressure by the defense applied. That was by Peter, but Faulkner comes up trumps. John O'Keefe there, returning to Wollongong after a couple of seasons based in Melbourne. Making sure we say hello to his grandparents, Carmel and Peter Keys, and family affair here with Martin Keys on the camera as well. So dead still at the moment, no win to speak of. Thea Osborne goes up with a nice pull. Unfortunately, that one fades out to the right. Moss just trying to tap the dewiness off the disc before bringing up to the brick mark.
Eyes on hips, eyes on hips.
So horizontal set by Manly here. Again, Ramsden, one of the cutters in the middle of that host stack. The movement comes from Donna Chen this time. Quickly up to Otten. Otten up line to Ramsden, who attacks that just in front of Osmond. And pops it up to Otten. That is probably one of Manly's most efficient scores yet.
really nice score in the end. And we see kind of the horizontal develop. So right now, out of the horizontal, we've had the cut kind of come across the field like this. And what the effect is now is that we've got this mini isolation between 3 players here, the 3 female players from Manly. As the play develops, you can see now all the other players are kind of out of the play, and all of a sudden you've kind of got the last 2 players working together for the score. As it develops, it kind of won't end up in their hands, but a nice way to see that horizontal offense develop through the play.
It was so interesting. I feel like every time we've called Manly on the stream, it's always Ramsden who starts in the middle of that horizontal stack that goes, that diamond pattern. But this time, Manly actually surprising us and having that slash cut across from that far sideline. So Donna Chen doing really well to get things underway. And like you said, Manly, obviously their female matching players playing a really strong role across all of their roster. Ably led by Nat Otten, but see the youngsters in Chen and Ramsden playing a key feature. And key feature is John O'Keefe here, access space. And there's a call, will be tapped in by Milne, who's drawn the matchup on keys.
Milne's had a great tournament.
Yeah, fantastic D-line pressure. And there's a foul called here on Manley's upline cut. Perhaps thinking she was pushed off as she went.
Seems to be the basis of the call.
Yeah, so Jess Richards just explaining her perspective. So difficult to tell from this angle what happened early in the piece. Retracted foul is the outcome. So Lee will keep hold of the disc, tapped back in. Key strikes up line.
Well, high stall.
Goes lateral, stall out called. So there's going to be another stoppage and chat. Did feel a little short for 10 seconds. Is high, but I thought she got it off.
As a general rule, the last time Ulti TV, that's retracted. Last time Ulti TV did the numbers, the average stall count is about 7 seconds.
Yeah.
In duration.
Upfield to Pigeon. Keys again with a powerful strike cut.
So as a rule, stall counts generally short.
Yeah, so Ryan Keys works under travel call there. So a couple of stoppages in this passage of play.
Some smiles shared between Kobe Ryan and Dave Andrews, who know each other well.
So it's interesting, John O'Keefe's strike has gone up line several times, but Milne has covered that. So good job by Milne to protect that power position. Pigeon up to Lee. Osmond's on, but she goes short to Ferguson instead. Oh, an up line strike by Pigeon gets the job done. KRANK, they go up 8-6 and they take half. What seems like a whirlwind, almost 33 minutes on the clock. So KRANK getting things firing with a break to start the game and a second one to take it up 4-2. It's just been clean holds all the way through. Many of the players contributing. Maya Osmond with some highlights, Pigeon in the space. I have to say it's been a really fun entertainment here, particularly the female matching players starring. And a beautiful shot there. Sorry, that was Webster with the assist to Pigeon. Squeezing up this open side. So KRANK in prime position to enter the gold medal match. We'll see if they do indeed on the other side of this half. Wollongong KRANK up 8-6 on Manly. We are back in the second half of a beautiful semi-final match here. Wollongong KRANK getting up 8-6 against Manley. We'll make sure we get that scoreboard corrected for you. They went up 2 breaks and a bunch of clean holds, so some very high-level ultimate here in the semi-final match. And of course, the winner of this one goes through to the gold medal. Wollongong KRANK looking to repeat the efforts from last year, where they went to the gold medal match, but heartbreak there, going down to Half Moon in the final.
A very clean game so far, with only 2 breaks, both of which were completed by KRANK earlier in the game, including on the first point of the match. Apart from that, it has been all offensive holds, as you say, overall. A clean game. The conditions, very conducive to that kind of ultimate. It's still a little bit humid for my taste. But then again, I am a dirty southerner. Not used to the paradise-like weather of Queensland.
But Wollongong KRANK here in paradise, they've certainly got the ascendancy, and Manly defense, they just don't look likely of putting any pressure or making much progress at all. Ha, a lovely inside to Faulkner. A continuation from Ryan, not on. Keys with the disc. Again, the same space to Osmond, who goes all the way back to Ryan. So everyone very far away now. Tupper comes up to meet the disc. Ferguson. Sorry, that's Webster. Across to Ryan, continues to Keys. Xiao drawing the match up there. Oh, and Faulkner. Whoa, flying defense from both boys. Moss, not quite. Oh, and Faulkner, high release to Keys, keeps his toes in. And that is better from the Manly defense. That aggressive attempt there by Moss. It's the only time that Manly defense have looked like making any inroads to KRANK's O plays. But too good, just too many weapons by KRANK for Manly to shut down at the moment.
In conditions like this, it's probably going to be a big play like that gets you the turn. So Moss throwing himself at it. And then Faulkner just going over the top to avoid contact. Nice play by both of those young men. And then Keys just straightening it up and then up the line into a narrow channel. And it works out for them. So 9-6 the score.
Yeah, hop and a skip. Oh, beautiful effort there by Moss. Look, I think both Moss and Xiao, who had the Keys match up, they couldn't have done anything better. You see Xiao here in the frame, just wary there, but you know, Keys smart enough just to make sure he turns his hips first and then goes the other way. So just textbook play, getting the basics right, causing your defender to go off balance. Then you have your choice of your own destiny. And Wollongong KRANK hoping to fulfill their destiny here. Theo Osmond looking for a big pull.
This field currently showing the ill effects of a series of heavy rainstorms over the last couple of evenings. It is looking a little bit muddy out there.
Richards moves up to Belt. Looking for Donna Chen upfield, but elects to go backwards, and that's a D! Horville slaps it away from Lee. And Garn centers the disc to Lavis. Backwards to Noel. Lavis. Garn. KRANK. Oh, and just a tiny little flip to Brandalam in the end zone. And KRANK up another break. The Red Army are here to party. Fantastic work by Manly to shut off most of those options, but just finding a tiny little space to the end cone. Brandalam just beating out her defender.
We're in the semi-finals, so it is small margins at this stage. Good defense here, nice and close. When the throws up, Horville just tracking it down. And then on the turn, KRANK able to convert another turnover. Stretches their lead to three breaks.
Yeah.
And 6 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Chen just got caught on the wrong side there. You see Brandon Lamb just drives to the break side behind the mark, so into the shadow of the mark, and then turns and goes across a little shimmy. So just getting the basics right here, KRANK, and showing it on the scoreboard too. And I think that psychological pressure of going up early breaks has really deflated Manly. Quite a flat sideline at the moment. The O-line giving up the disc too many times to liking. High pull from Osman. Lead to receive. And that one lands out of bounds on the full, so Moss will bring it in from the brick mark.
Horizontal for Manly.
The cutters start moving early. Initial movement. Oh, and gets a fingertip on the disc. Callum Conway with their big defensive play. Thea Osman goes up line. She's got a couple on the open side space. She finds Simcox there ahead of Ramsden. 2 breaks straight for Wollongong KRANK.
Tough going at the moment for Manly. They are fighting as hard as they can. 2 turnovers and unable to get the disc back, so KRANK. The throw hung out a long way out there before bending back into the field of play. So here's the team sheets. KRANK out of Wollongong. Angela Pigeon, Thea Osman, 2 key players for KRANK in amongst quite a bunch of stars on both sides of the disc. Of course, John O'Keefe draws a lot of attention and so far has just played a very dependable role. He hasn't done too much in the way of out of this world plays. He's just been that really dependable foundation upon which KRANK have based their offense.
Saying that, I think Manly have been very intelligent with their matchups against Keys. As an offside is called, so that is a huge let off. That was a big pull. And so it's not an offside, maybe some misinterpretation. So Moss thought there was an offside call by the GA, but they've said no, we didn't call that, so just maybe saw some movement. So as the players discuss this, so I do want to go back to the Keys matchup. I think Manly have done very intelligently. It's mostly Dean Milne and Johan Xiao who've been taking the matchup against Keys, and they've been very effective in, I guess, minimizing Keys' input. But it has meant that, you know, KRANK, they've just got so many players who can step up on the roster and star that they don't really need Keys to have a star game to get the win. As we have a big star in Morrissey looking for Bell, but Faulkner always had the read on that huck. A gainer to Noel. Gun, close sideline. Faulkner in support. Upfield to Lamb. Gan. Spears now. Gan, a little change of direction. Upfield to Faulkner, so not much pressure at all on these KRANK cuts. And a bladey flick up to Faulkner. KRANK making it look incredibly easy. That is 3 breaks in a row. The KRANK army get to work.
I think we need a timeout for Manly. Just a moment to regroup. they're not doing too much wrong, but this KRANK team, when they get the frisbee, they're not giving it back. So perhaps a break just to talk it over a little might give them the ability to come back better resourced and was able to stop the run at the moment that KRANK are on. See that huck from Morrissey. Faulkner played it well.
Yeah.
A bit of double happiness for him. As in this weather, all throws are on. Again, using the lady forehand to great effect.
Yeah, Morrissey just caught asleep here. He was just kind of strolling, not thinking that Faulkner was a threat. But when you're that close to the end zone, you've got to stop that up line at all costs. So I'm not sure, just losing a bit of that spark at the moment, Manly. And they have not called a timeout, Daniel. Elected just to push through. I don't know if that was the right choice. Another big pull.
The conversation is about when do you call a timeout. That's always a favourite for pundits.
Ramsden gets to ground, controls the disc. Chen is completely poached at the moment, but she runs into some trouble. Richards fakes along. Oh, and almost by Osmond. Morrissey in with possession. Upline strike, Richards. Off to Bell. Just lacking confidence, Manly, at the moment. They're double guessing, second guessing rather, a lot of those options. Previously, they would have had the confidence to hit those, but just aware of the intensity that KRANK are providing on defense.
Unbelievable ultimate by both teams at the moment. This is tough offense and tough defense.
Being forced backwards. Richards pretty much half field now. And oh, Moss just turned as Richards threw. That is not what you need if you're Team Manly. But KRANK looking to punish yet again. Wide swing all the way to the close sideline to Ryan. Centres to Webster. Noel now. Back to Webster and a driving upline cut from Horville. My goodness, that is break number 4 in a row. KRANK cranking up the heat in this semi-final match.
They're taking the game away right now. At 13-6, 4 breaks in a row. Webster, and then I want to... Sometimes cutting in ultimate is really simple. And Horville makes it simple. And you can see here where she starts from, just on the inside, and then it's just effort. And on day 3, sometimes that's really hard to come by. When you're a bit tired, you played in humid weather the last 2 days. This is game 5. And then it's effort to the space.
Yeah, Horville.
All created through hard running.
Horville, who had the block on Meglee when Meglee was in the dump space, get some reward here, just catching Lee sleeping. She drew Lee more towards centre field, and then that nice upline strike cut was open all day. And I think that's the difference, right, between the two offenses. It looks like every possession by Manly is under pressure, very close bodies, and perceived pressure as well. Whereas for KRANK, a lot of their cuts are just completely open, defenders trailing. Pull goes up, received by Chan. Richards and Chan work together. Oh, but Pigeon gets steps in front. There's going to be a chat about that.
not the first time these two have tangled. Over the years at nationals of various descriptions, Nat Otten and Angela Pigeon. Two of the tippity top, the women's ultimate immunity. I think they're discussing the line that Pigeon took.
Always tricky when Nat Otten's coming one direction, Otten's the other way. It's an accepted call now. So Otten maintains control of the disc. You see most of her teammates behind her, so they're all having to push up now. Strike cut by Milne, a pick called as Mandy Lee also in the same space. Otten looks inside, squeeze it up to Peter, across to Chen. Richards demanding the disc. Milne, so just working the small ball at the moment. Very small to Mandy Lee, fantastic dump defense on Richards. Goes a high stall shot. So now just directing, stall count's rising, and of course a bailout provided by Otten. And pops through to Peter. And Manly, they do keep in touch here. Very sorely needed offensive hold.
After 4 breaks in a row, it's the Manly D team who get it done. The O-line had gone to the sideline to have a bit of a breather. Talking about Manly Mixed, this is their team list. Natalie Otten, of course, we've certainly a lot of positive things to say about her. I think an unrated part of this Manly Mixed team is Kayla Chen and Megan Lee, who are also chipping in. In Milne we mentioned, Moss we mentioned, but then also some role players in Jordan Richards, Sasha Bell.
I think Milne and Seo drawing the biggest handler matchup, having to minimise Keys' input. Want to give them a shout out.
A bit of a conversation on the sideline actually between the KRANK players and the Manly players. Perhaps a spirit discussion.
Always good to see teams proactive, having a chat on the sideline just to touch base. Make sure we, I guess, address anything before they become big issues.
Well, Pigeon's gone.
But the throw just wasn't executed by Webster. That was, I guess, the first time that KRANK have dipped in their concentration and dipped in their execution.
He just kind of wobbled out of the hand. Pigeon, a very, very speedy player.
So that was,
I think Ferguson could have just let that one go a little bit more. Richards sees something and is going to reach for Dave Andrews.
Oh, Andrews gets up ahead of Webster. Manly make good ground here. Oh, and a lapse of concentration for Joey Ho. Not what you need. They needed to punish. This is the first time that there has been more than one turnover in a point. Oh, beautiful strike cut by Osmond, but there's a call on field.
Looks like a pick, perhaps.
That was KRANK's first offensive chink in their armour, and Manly just gave it straight back. Just goes to show how small the margins are when you get to this elite level of play.
There's a foul, actually. Okay, so Maehr Osman, who was originally being marked in the middle of the field, and then Otten had come off. Pigeon, I was counting, thinking, why is there one too many players here, or one too few players? Comes all the way back.
So Ferguson, he's just checking the feet, loses his hat in the process. And Pigeon suspiciously free, so Otten had elected to poach off. Back to Keys. Up to Ha. Again, that upline drive by Keys, but no one on the continuation this time. Maehr Osmond finds the front cone. And KRANK roaring through this semi-final. Keys a pivotal part of this one. Loses a hat for his trouble too, so Wollongong KRANK knocking on the door of a gold medal match.
Jeremy Huang bringing all the pressure he could muster on John O'Keefe, who shoulders that well. Now, match point potentially. A Manly mixed. I need 8 in a row.
Yeah, I think Maehr Osmond here just gets way too free on this open side. Manly just not setting their buffer enough or maintaining their buffer enough. They're just getting caught a little flat-footed.
And in terms of brutal statistics, across 21 points played, KRANK have turned the disc over once. That's some efficiency from the Wollongong team.
That was just this point. This is the first time we've had more than one turnover in the entire point.
Unreal offensive control by KRANK.
Gan up with a pull. Another deep one. Moss pinned at the back. Chen helps him out. Lee unable to shake free of Brenda Lamb. Finally gets a little dishy in front. Chen points. She wants it around. It's a bit too far in front. And can KRANK finish off this game? They can through Lamb. And Wollongong KRANK are through to the gold medal playoff.
Well, that is a great victory for Wollongong KRANK. I think the most telling things that come out of that game is their efficiency with the disc in hand. One turn the entire game, 22 points. And only the once did it get turned over. Manly with few opportunities, really. Only that one opportunity, in fact. So, KRANK are headed to the finals.
That is the definition of clinical. Just one giveaway, their D-line giving over possession once. O-line clean as a whistle. And the Red Army are marching to the gold medal. They are looking to go one better this year. But goodness me, just the elite level at Division 1 Mixed Nationals. Manly, they made only a handful of errors, but results in a 15-7 scoreline. You know, KRANK just taking every single opportunity given to them. What an incredible play. I cannot wait to see what we have in store for the gold medal match. If KRANK can keep up this ominous offense and stingy defense, we will have a fantastic grand final. So make sure you stay tuned to Ulti TV. This event brought to you in conjunction with the City of Logan in the beautiful Beenleigh, Queensland. Stay tuned for the gold medal match.
Reality.tv. replay the gimbal, please, yeah? Of course. Yes, I got it. Yes, I got it.
Hey, keep working, guys! Thanks, guys! Thanks, guys! What's our force here? Here we go, Mick! Here we go! No flick cut. No flick. No forehand.
正面，正面，正面，正面。
Yes, good.
正面，正面，不要给他丢正手长传。
Levi.
不要给他正手长传。
No
正
high
面，正
flick.
面，正
No
面
high。flick. No high flick.
他丢高的正手，正面就好，正面退步，退步，退步，退步，手打开，往上，往上。对，挺好。手他的手正面就好了，拉下去，拉下去，不要让他接盘，拉下去。
Hurry, hurry, hurry! Still up? You want me to go? We got time. Let's get Willem.
Yeah. So that I think it was a very poor midline.
Charlotte, do you want to go? Women, women.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Fun. Yeah, Mandy. Thank you. That's enough.
Yeah, huge. Okay. Let's go, Skies!
Yes, Blue. Yes, guys. Hey.
Yes, Blue!
Let's be really loud.
Here we go!
Hey, Joshy. Yeah, touch Dave, like that. Still get on. Jeroen. What are they?
Yes, Eva.
Only if you're good. Only if you're good.
Hey! Alec! Alec! Alec!
Hello, Alec.
Alec!
Alex, good bit.
Let's go, Skies! Let's go, Skies!
That's right.
Let's go, boys!
Can you take Bubs? Alan?
Yes, Fisk! Yes, Fisk! Yes, let's fucking go, Fisk! Yes, man!
Nice, Tsang.
We're back!
I didn't want to do this to make it official. I was sort of minded to make it official off the
What happened? She was so sick. Oh my god.
Well, no, it's just a terrible spot for me to do it. That's the only part I did. Everything else, I'm such a good pass. Good nose like hell. Yeah.